Welcome to Stay
and Slay
with Mel
and Chrissy
and Moira.
Mysterious Moira introduction.
Mysterious Moira. So today we have another guest with us. Thanks, Moira, for coming today.
Yeah, I've been wanting to come on so badly.
Like day one. She's a day one.
A day one, and we appreciate you.
Aww.
So please introduce yourself.
Well,
She's like, who am I?
Who am I?
yeah, I'm still figuring that out. Who am I?
Oh,
Yeah.
That's
what our 20s are for.
That's a slay. I said Moira's a therapist.
No, like she literally is.
Mel has known Moira for what, like 3 hours now?
Yeah.
And Moira has already diagnosed Mel.
I can just tell when something's like, once I start going to therapy, you just see like a lot of like other people's, like you're more aware of other people's issues.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And you just look through it like through an empathetic lens.
Yes, it's true.
Yeah.
Rather than just like, once you figure out what they have, like you just like sympathize with them a little bit.
Yeah.
I've always said, like, it's hard when you really understand other people to, like, have boundaries and, like, cut them off, like, for your own good.
Love someone from a distance.
Yeah.
Right, like,
That's something that's huge.
when you, like, understand people, like, deeper, like, naturally, you know,
Mhm.
it's, like, harder to be, like, get away from me. Because you're like, no, I get why you're that way.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of
I'll
scary.
keep taking the punch, but
Yeah, because
I understand.
Like, I get it. Like, I can see you.
It's like, no, they're a danger, but like you can love them from a distance and sympathize with them, but you don't have to be like super deep into them.
Yeah. I feel like I used to want to always fix people, but now I'm just kind of like...
That's my problem, is I always
No.
want to fix
No, you
people
gotta fix yourself.
because I sympathize with them too much, and I'm like, they're hurting me as well, though.
Yeah. Right.
Oh my god, this got deep.
Wait,
so
yeah,
fast.
the way
Guys.
this got deep so quick.
Moira,
Love,
let
love,
me
love.
introduce Moira. She is a model. She is
Yeah.
a gym star. She's super strong. And she's been through it.
Oh.
She's been through it.
That's like my friends say, like, they're like, I feel like there's always something happening to you, and I'm like, yeah, I don't know.
I don't know.
I'm just going through life bopping.
What did you call her this morning?
Mariah.
Carey? Mariah Carey?
Well,
Mariah
spell your
Carey.
name for us.
Moira. It sounds like
Okay, see, I have dyslexia. See, that's so in my head,
You're like-
I switched the I and the R, so I saw Mariah.
and she's like, Mariah, do you need anything? And I'm like,
You didn't even look up. You were like, I
I'm
need
like,
nothing
"No,
from
good."
you.
Stop! I'm gonna literally cry. No, because I do that shit. And
This is too good.
oh my god.
Well,
Have you seen Past That Puss?
it's therapist though.
Therapist. Jake Shane.
no,
No therapist.
no, I just see his like little snippets on TikTok.
Yeah. Did you see that Dave called him on BFFs, that little gay man?
Oh
and
my
his
God,
reaction,
yeah.
he was like,
No, my mom.
I love Dave.
After we bought the ticket, she was like, "Are you okay? Why are you going to therapy?" She thinks that Jake Shane is my therapist.
Oh my god.
That
he
little
kind
gay
of
man.
is.
That little gay
That
man.
little gay man.
We
Okay.
love him though.
We love him. We love
Jake-
you, Jake Shane.
Jake
Shout out. We
Liked our
can't wait.
Instagram story, and that was
He
just
did.
the start of our relationship. Oh, Maura, what should we talk about today?
When to leave a toxic relationship.
That's a good one.
When to leave a
I don't know how we
toxic
even come up with this topic.
relationship.
Like that's a good topic.
So, have you ever been in a toxic
Yeah,
relationship?
like what's your history with this?
What's
topic?
like your...
What's fueling that? Like why do you
Okay,
wanna talk about
one
it?
at a time. One at a time.
So I was in a relationship for like 5 years, and
Okay,
then
wow.
like it's like when you're young, it's like your first relationship. You
You
think
think
like you
it's-
want it to work out so badly.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Like you're like love can't just be the only thing keeping you together.
Yeah.
Like he was there's two different types of people in the world, givers and users.
Yeah.
And unfortunately, I had to learn the hard way that he was a little more selfish.
Yeah.
And it's like he didn't know how to love me. And it's like, when he doesn't know how to love me, then it's going to torture me.
Right.
And then when love is the only thing holding you two together, it's like, but you're miserable every other day.
Well, I think, like, I really do believe in the difference of, like, love and lust, though. Because I think a relationship can really be, like, based off of that, like, lust kind of feeling versus actual love.
Well, he told me he didn't love himself, and I was like,
So I was just about to ask.
So that's totally...
Because I feel like for me, like, all the toxic relationships in my life that I've experienced really come down to, like, does that person love themselves? Because if they don't have the capacity to love other people. Because you have to love yourself first in order to love others. So, like, I was literally going to ask you, like, do you think he loved himself?
No.
No.
I mean, he told me in confidence, but, like...
You're like, here, let me tell the internet.
Yeah, like... nobody knows who he is, so it's fine.
It doesn't matter.
Right.
It doesn't matter.
He has his own life.
Yeah.
So, but, like...
Like, he'd never see this podcast.
No.
Or are you watching right now? Hey.
Bye.
That would be bad, no. But, like, I still have love for him.
Pushing me.
I still have love for him, but, like, I just sympathize with him.
Of course.
Because, like, he had a different growing up than I did. Like, people grow up differently. Like, the circumstances are always different. They can affect people differently.
Right, like that trauma.
Mm-hmm. And if they, like, they have to want to get help in order to, like, fix their own issues.
Mm-hmm. Well, hurt people hurt people.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah. So, like, if he didn't love himself and, like, didn't do the work to do better, how can he...
And then, like, I realized, like, I can't give him more love because he doesn't appreciate it. So
right,
it's like...
You were just pouring into his cup that whole time.
Yeah, and I was literally getting drained.
Right. You were.
Yeah. He was, like, taking your energy out.
So
I was drained all the time and miserable.
Yeah.
So you guys dated for 5 years. Like, when did you start realizing, like, this needs to end?
Well, at first, it was, like, love bombing. It was, like, super intense. It was, like... flowers, gifts all the time, matching like sweatpants, like bracelets. Like he would take me on, like he took me on 2 dates. That's like our whole relationship. We went on 3 dates.
Oh, bye.
5 years and 3
and like I had to beg for like to do anything, like go on dates. He'd rather play Brawl Stars with like 13-year-old boys on his phone and yell at his phone.
Oh my god.
Like, that's a boy. That's not a man.
Was there, like, a specific moment where you were like, it's time?
Yeah. Because I kept having the same conversation with him and nothing was... I sounded like a broken record.
How old were you, like, throughout the relationship?
I was 20 till 24.
Okay.
I just turned... I had met him when I just turned 20. And then...
Okay.
Like, probably... It was about to be 5 years on... We broke up a month shy of our 5th year.
Okay. Yeah. See, and that's like... I don't know. I feel like when you're in your early 20s... I mean, it is hard because, like, 20 and 23 is so different when you think about it. Compared to like 23 to 25.
20, you're like a baby still.
Right. Yeah. So
you're
it's like
just
there's
learning.
So much growth there.
I was the one always like doing everything for him. Like I would drop anything to do. Like I would take care of him when he was sick. I would drive him to work sometimes, like in the beginning of our relationship.
Yeah.
I would pick him up from work when he didn't have a car. Like I would pay for everything.
No.
Oh my god.
Like you don't need to be doing that.
He wouldn't be here without you.
Yeah, like I wore the pants.
Yeah. You were
like I did and I didn't because he like controlled me somehow.
Yeah. Well, sometimes it's just nice. Like, I think this is what is really important in dating. No, me being like a therapist. I think this is what's really important in dating.
Serving therapy.
Is you can have everything that you want, you know? Obviously, you have to, like, every relationship is a lesson, and you're going to learn something good and bad.
Yeah, you learn what you like and what you don't like.
Exactly.
Like you said, you need to know what you don't like.
But now, it's like, okay, now at least you know, like, you want someone to take control and, like, be there and be able to, like, where you don't have to do everything, you know? Like, that's just exhausting. And there is someone out there that will treat you like that. And don't settle until you get it.
And I feel like when you're in your first relationship, for some reason, there's this, like, belief that you'll never find anyone again.
Yes.
And, like,
yes.
There's such,
I
like,
did have that thought, but then...
I feel like it's Disney, like,
wait,
the princesses and the princes, like, you think that the first guy you're dating is your prince.
Yeah.
Like, he's the one you're gonna get married to and have kids with.
It's like the puppy
there's this
love.
fairy tale.
Yes, puppy love.
There's this fairy tale in your head that
real.
you want that so badly to, like, stay.
Well, especially since, like, my parents, like, they were, like, each other's first boyfriend, girlfriend.
Mine too, yeah.
And then they got married.
Wow.
And I'm
Right.
but I wanted that.
Right. Like,
but,
you
like,
see that
certain,
and...
like, things were different back then.
Of course.
When my first relationship ended, I think that's, like, why I was so upset. Like, I was just grieving that, like, I thought my first boyfriend was going to be the one.
You're grieving the relationship, not them.
Like, the concept.
Idea of
the idea of, like, finding your one true love on your first try.
Yeah, it's like...
Because our parents did that. And it's like, what?
But that's also so rare.
Yeah.
So rare. Yeah, I remember in high school with my first boyfriend, I was like, I thought I was going to die when we broke up. I was so devastated. I'm like, how am I ever going to get over this?
It's actually crazy, the, like, psychology behind, like, the love you grow up with in your house. Like, your model, your role model of love is your parents. Like, that, like, whether they're together, whether they're not, whether it's a happy marriage, whether it's not, like, that is literally how you learn to love. Like, my friends who have divorced...
And by, like, your siblings and stuff, too.
Right.
It's your, like, household dynamic a lot of the time.
Like, I think, like, dating is so important while other people would, like, you know, date left and right, you know? But that's just how they grew up. Like, it just... I feel like it's just crazy how that affects a person, like, growing up.
Yeah.
And their role model of love.
So, how did you... What were, like, the red flags that you realized... That you... have taken away from that relationship where you're like, okay, maybe now I should have, like, noticed that.
Yeah.
Well, the first red flag, I was just like, if he talks crap about his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah.
And, like, says, like, the meanest stuff. But I'm like, you were with her for X amount of time. And you're talking, and you just met me.
Right.
It's like, he almost thinks that that's, like, it wasn't me. Like... Because he's trying to portray that it wasn't him in the breakup.
He's the victim.
Yeah.
And
exactly.
She's the villain.
And I'm like, I'm sure you both, like, now that I'm older, I'm like, I'm sure they both did stuff to each other, but it's just like...
It's such a red flag when someone plays victim all the time. Like, take some responsibility.
If someone, like... Here's the thing. If you're talking to a guy and he's, like, talking about his past relationship, but if she did something bad or whatever it was, as long as... It's, like, the way the person reacts, you know? Like, if they're just, like, only shit-talking them, I'm like, okay, no.
He had a pattern of, like, treating us badly and then, like stepping outside of the relationship multiple times. And then, like, he expected us just to, like, trust him.
Yeah.
So it's like, no, you broke our trust, so we're going to be a little bit more crazy with you.
Yeah, right.
He doesn't reassure you, so it's like...
Right.
I'm going insane in my head thinking you're cheating on me, but, like, you won't reassure me or do anything to make the relationship better.
I hate that when you need reassurance, it's looked at as you're weak. But, like, I think everyone alive needs reassurance.
Well,
he wanted reassurance.
Right, no, like,
I need reassurance.
Like, yeah.
Like, if I didn't give him reassurance all the time and, like, basically be like, oh, you're amazing.
Right.
Then, like,
what a baby.
He was thinking I was being,
so,
like, there was something off with me.
Can I ask, like, a crazy question? Like, would you say, like, that was your, like, first love? Like, did you love him?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I actually did love him, but it was, like, also puppy love.
Yeah.
Yeah,
like I
there's different kinds of love.
Like, I mourned the relationship of what I had in my head than, like, him himself.
Right. The idea of it.
Like, I literally thought, like, this man was going to be my husband. We were going to get married. Right. We were going to have children.
There needs to be a Disney movie with, like, a breakup in it.
Heartbreak.
Like, something with a breakup, so you can be prepared for that. So
another red flag is, like, Well, he asked me to be his girlfriend on his mom's birthday.
What?
So he could remember the date?
No,
No,
but he forgot it was his mom's birthday, and he asked me, and then on our 1-year anniversary, he was like, we can't, it's my mom's birthday. We can't do anything.
No, because my first boyfriend asked me out on my birthday, so it was easy to remember the date. And I stayed. Yeah. Trust a red flag when you see them, like, for real. I was so upset. I was
That's wild.
Well, he technically asked me out, like, 12:30, like, on the next day, and I was like, no, that's gonna be our date because I want my birthday to myself. Like, no. And he was like, but it's easier to, he literally was like, but it's easier to remember, like, haha. And I was like, that's awful. Like, good luck to the next girl. Good luck to her.
I have nothing to say about that.
Like, you know, and it's funny, like, I feel like when you get out of a relationship, you kind of, like, try to forget all the bad stuff, and then it randomly comes back up one day. Like, I totally forgot that happened till right now. You know?
Yeah.
But it's, like, sometimes it's just easier to forget.
Well, another red flag is, like, how fast he moved on from his ex to me.
Right.
Yeah.
It was 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I didn't know that at the
Wild.
time.
That's really fast.
I was like, there's no
he
way.
He probably told you some story of that it was longer than that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't know because I was just like, what?
Were you guys still, like, talking?
We just started talking because he slid in my DMs. I had no idea who he was. Like, I knew of him, but I didn't really know who he was.
No, like, after you guys broke up.
No, this is, like, so 2 weeks after he broke up with his first girlfriend.
Oh, I see.
Right.
Okay.
Yeah.
And they dated for a long time. They dated for 5 years.
Yeah.
Damn, this man is like a relationship guy.
No, he says he's not.
I think he's scared to be a lone guy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Abandonment.
And once you're single for a while and you know your worth, and you're just like, I'm over it.
You know,
especially if you're not putting effort into a relationship and you're doing everything you can. You can't save a relationship.
It's hard though, like getting to the point where you realize you have to let go of something. Like like learning to let go of like people in your life is just like a hard term to come to.
When they're not giving you energy, it's like when they're draining you.
Yeah.
It's when you have to really let go.
How would you say like you've learned to like let go when something becomes like toxic and like just not good for you anymore?
Well, when he's draining your energy, when you're not happy anymore, you realize you're putting more effort into them than they are into you.
Yeah.
It's like my cup was empty and his cup was full.
Yeah.
Right.
And it's just like, you just feel it. It just feels off. And it just feels like you're drowning.
Yeah.
Right.
That's so real.
Like recognizing those red flags and realizing.
And once he told me he didn't love himself, then that's when I was like, all right, there's no way he can love me. So like.
Right.
Yeah. I think it's like sometimes, unfortunately, you have to get to that like breaking point.
Right.
Where you're just like, I literally can't take it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
It's like hard to like, we're young. Like we're still pretty young. Like establishing boundaries that are strong is a hard thing to do. Like it really is like trial and error.
Yeah, for sure. For sure.
Well, if you feel triggered by it or offended by it, then that's a boundary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. I love.
And if they don't respect that, then bye.
Bye.
Right.
See you never.
See you never. Have you like dated anyone since?
I'm with someone right now.
Oh, right.
They just met 3 hours ago. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Slay.
So would you say everything you learned from like your previous relationships has like helped you like make a healthy one that you're like currently in?
Yeah, sorta. I just took all the healthy parts from. Well, you have to show someone how to love you first.
Yeah.
Like that's what I had to do.
Like your
they
love
don't
languages,
know.
your. So what is your love language?
My love language is cheesy.
Oh,
It's like The Notebook.
Oh, wait, that's cute.
You don't look like a cheesy girl.
No,
That's so
You don't give cheesy girl.
I'm a sucker for cheesy stuff. Like I try not to smile, but I'm like,
oh, that's cute.
Aww.
That's really cute. Like I love that.
I love that too.
Like I'm
wish.
gonna be cheesing all over you. I'm gonna send you cheesy memes.
Have you ever dated someone and just like looked up all of their exes?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, he would always bring his ex up to me. So, like, I would always compare myself to her. And then he would, yep. He'd be like, you're acting crazy right now. You're acting just like her.
Okay.
And then I would just be...
So he naturally was always comparing you guys to each other.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, were you...
It was like Nate Jacobs from Euphoria.
Stop.
Did you find yourself comparing yourself to her a lot? Or, like, even, like, other
myself
girls?
and, like, girls he followed.
Mm-hmm.
And, like, just on Instagram, like, any girl he would follow, I'm like...
Yeah.
And then he would like their pictures, and then I would be like, what the fuck?
Yeah, and you're like, okay, well, I don't look like that, so what do you think of me?
Too.
Like, I would be like, you unfollow them, and then, like, you like this one girl's picture who he doesn't even know, like, some random, like, 700 followers, posted just, like, her butt cheeks on the gram.
Yeah.
And then, like, he liked it, and I was like, my friend
like,
sent
why?
me a screenshot of it, and then she was like, do you know her? And I was like, no. And then he was like, ha, you and your friend are both crazy.
Not the gaslighting. Stop.
Mm-hmm.
Like, literally stop.
Oh, he tried to he was really good at manipulating me and gaslighting me.
Sometimes, unfortunately, you just have to, like, go through it the hard way.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I
to
definitely do.
realize.
I feel like-
I'm like, but he says he loves me.
Right. And then it's,
Right.
like, the up and down is, like, I don't know.
I also think, like, you know, like, yeah, you could be crazy for, like, seeing what girls he's following and all that, but, like, when he's following, like, only females, like, that's bad. I feel like I saw that in my previous relationship. Like, he follows, like, over 4,000 people, and they're all females, and he's liking all their posts. And recently, we've been broken up for 2 years now, liking all my stories, my posts, but he has a girlfriend, and I'm like liking my, like, hot pictures on my story. Like, that's not okay.
Yeah.
I was like, I think I have to block you.
Bye.
Disgusting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Bye.
Yeah, I don't know how I put up with that. Actually, I would just go insane, and then he would just gaslight me. And I would just be like, okay.
No.
I guess I am crazy, even though I probably wasn't acting crazy. I was just probably being like, can you not do that? Because he crossed a boundary.
We act crazy because they do something to make you crazy.
And, like, it's also bad when they make you feel like you're the one who's doing all the wrong.
Like, when I told him I didn't want him liking girls' pictures on Instagram, he's like, if I told my mom would hate you.
Like,
what?
Genuinely, like, that... It's, like, bad that you had to question, like, am I actually the crazy one because he said I am?
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Like, I went so insane that the only way I can control myself is through food. So then I developed an eating disorder while I was with him during COVID. Because, like, my mom was like, you can see your ribs. Because, like, my whole back was just ribs.
Yeah. And how, did you ever talk to him about it?
No. Because he wouldn't understand.
Of course.
So, like, what was that like dealing with an eating disorder?
So, I dealt with it 2 different times in my life so far. In high school, I just really wanted to look like a model. For some reason, like, the thigh gap was in, I wanted a thigh gap.
That's so true.
Like, I had thicker thighs, and I couldn't help that. And then I always just wanted a thigh gap, so then I would control the food. I would do, like 2 hours on the treadmill to try and burn 1,000 calories, and then I would go purge and eat everything, and then I would go throw it up.
Yeah.
It was like, just like, and then I wouldn't eat for like days, and then all I did was drink water, and then I would go to dance, and then I'd come home, and then I would work out.
Yeah.
That's
honestly,
crazy.
I feel like that was a lot more common than, like, people thought. And like, being in, like, dance, cheer, gymnastics, like, I mean, we kind of talked about it earlier, but, like, I mean, I thought I have never dealt with it, but I would be working out in sports every day and, like, only eating salads for lunch and just, like, being so careful. I'd, like, track all my calories. And, like,
Yeah, you definitely had an eating disorder.
That's Moira.
You're like, didn't have an eating disorder.
I feel like it's important to talk about it and make it more normal to, like, talk about. Because you probably just you weren't exposed to eating disorders, so you didn't even know what was going on.
Of course, but I had like, people in high school that had dealt with what you dealt with, and, like, they did dance and, you know, cheer. And it's just like, I feel like it's so common when there's a social media standard that everyone wants.
That time I was
like,
just
forced to follow.
Insecure.
Yeah.
Right.
And then like when I did it when I was in my relationship, I was insecure, but I was also, that's the only way I can control anything in my life.
Yeah.
Couldn't control him and his actions, so I could control what I eat or don't eat.
So how do you think you got to the point of being like so healthy? Like now you're like
so
strong.
my family told me like, you're so skinny. And I was just like they saw my ribs and like it's not a good look.
Kind of scared.
Yeah. And did that kind of like wake you up right away, or like that's?
It made me want to go for like this certain body type. That I was like, okay, I'm going for it.
So did you start like going to the gym? Like how did you get like?
I've always been going to the gym, but I've always had like a weird relationship. Now I need the gym to like clear my head.
Yeah.
Right.
So it's
like
more
before
like mental health.
Yeah, before it used to be toxic, and now it's like just for my mental health. It helps me just escape.
And you look good while doing it.
How did you?
Actually, no. I dress like the lady from Matilda, the principal. That's what I look
I
like.
actually saw your post the other day of what you were wearing to the gym.
I don't dress cute, I swear.
I
can't, because I'm going to be so sweaty.
Exactly. How did you become like comfortable? How did you form a comfortable relationship with food after like dealing with your eating disorder?
That I can make healthy foods taste good.
Yeah.
Literally
so
just
real.
seasoning.
Literally, yeah.
And then like looking up different recipes on like Pinterest. So it's like not a lot of calories and it's actually good.
Yeah. So anyway, I wanted to talk about something a little pop culture. Love Island. Are we watching it?
Do you watch it?
I'm just started it.
Okay.
But I watch more of the snippets on TikTok.
Okay.
She like knows who Leah and Rob are.
Yeah.
I watch it.
I am on episode like 31, 32, so I'm about caught up.
I fear for the day I'm that deep.
And, well, I'm already seeing so many things on TikTok because it's, like, the end. So, like, a lot of the people are, like, coming home and getting their phones back. But how far in are you guys? What's going on? Where you're
I'm,
at?
like, midpoint, like, episode 15. And it's only been 4 days. And I'm, like, mentally unstable.
No, like, mentally, I am in Fiji.
Like, I'm, like, right. I'm, like, talking about the villa all the time.
Yeah, like,
I'm, like...
Another bombshell.
Why is it so hard when someone gets kicked off? Like, I'm, like, crying.
No, literally.
Like, it's so... Like, when Hannah went home...
Oh, my God, that was so sad.
I wasn't even attached to Hannah. Like, she didn't really have much to
because
offer.
the girlhood is so great.
Right.
Wait, did you just spoil it?
It's not that great. Oh, I'm sorry. Did I spoil it?
Yeah.
It's okay.
It's fine. It's like I know everything from TikTok already.
Yeah, true.
But I just feel like the way they're like producing it, it's just like really hitting home for no reason.
I think it's because it's live, honestly.
Yeah.
I think it's because they literally are there and it's live, and I feel like
take me to Love Island.
It's so cool.
Love Island Live,
that,
like, can we?
But it's so cool that like they're gaining all. They don't know that, like, Leah has no idea that America's like obsessed with her and Rob.
Right, I know.
And neither does Rob.
I'm just obsessed with Leah.
Yeah.
I love Leah.
I do too.
Like, if I could put her in my pocket, I would. You're coming with me for
a Polly Pocket.
Yeah.
When she was first introduced, I thought, like, me and her were so similar. The more I've gotten to know her, I'm like, okay, maybe not. But, like...
You guys are not similar.
Because, well, it's just, like, I feel
in maybe
like...
some ways.
I, like, right off the bat, she really was... Like, she didn't do anything, you know, right off the bat. None of them did.
Yeah.
Like, when we first, like, got introduced to her, I was like, I love this girl. Like, she is me. I am her. Because she is the most... And this might... Maybe you don't agree, but I think she's the most real person on any show like that. Any of the shows like that.
Well, that's why I like Love Island, because I feel like this season they all were pretty real. Like, just keep watching.
Like, I feel like she just, like, she does not care what people think.
No.
Like, she is the most, like...
Live, too.
Real person I've ever seen on reality TV, ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I just think she's the coolest person ever.
Yeah. Little things.
Little things.
Okay,
Moira, this is the part of our show where we talk about what made our week. So, like, what was, like, your little thing that, like, kept you going this week that just, like, really, like, meant a lot to you?
Me working with a psychiatrist.
Oh.
And getting down to what's actually, like, wrong.
Yeah. That's awesome.
Slay.
I think knowledge is power, and figuring out, like, what that diagnosis is such, like, like, it's kind of sad to hear, like...
To better understand myself, though, and how I can change it.
Now you can go about it. You can find the right meds. You can just do
be more aware.
Just do the research and figure out your brain better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. No, that's amazing. I love that.
I love that. I think knowledge is power, and like a lot of people see it as a bad thing, but it's really actually the best thing you can do for yourself. Is to just.
Not a lot of people want to change.
No.
Yeah. Also, like working with a professional is so amazing, and props to you for doing it. Because I feel like the biggest step is just doing it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I hope.
It's easier to hold it off than actually do it.
Right.
For sure.
Right. I'm sure, like, it took you a long time to, like, finally get to that point, but, like, you did it.
Mm-hmm.
That's for Moira. For Mariah Carey.
Mariah Carey.
What was your little thing, Mel?
My little thing was... I literally feel like I lived 10 different lives this week.
Yeah.
I went to a concert on Monday.
You did.
I saw Journey, Def Leppard, and Steve Miller.
During the derecho or whatever, derecho tornado storm.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was crazy. Then I just have hung out with friends this week, and yeah, it's just been...
Pretty simple.
Yeah. Living life.
Actually,
I'm just grateful to be alive this week. That's my little thing.
Yeah, I'm grateful that Mel's alive.
That's my little thing, being alive.
Aw.
Next.
Next. I want to little thing shout out our post this week on Instagram because a lot of people commented, like, we posted, like, Billy.
Oh, yeah.
And it was, like, you know, like, tag someone you're proud of and why. And my friend tagged me and said that she's proud of me for, like, making the best out of things or, like, seeing the bright side. And I just love that because I did not expect that at all. Like, when I got the notification, I was like, me? Like, what? And I love that. Also, my mom picked me a flower, and, like, I just thought that was so cute.
Oh,
my mom's cutie.
Love
Shout out to mom. So those are my little things.
Cool.
Thank you for having me.
Moira, thank you for coming on today. We appreciate it. I think you were just, like, the perfect mix.
guest. Like, I'm so glad, like, you were, like, get me on right now.
Yeah. Like, your energy is
she
just
was
amazing.
Like, from day one was like, I want to be a guest. I was like, honestly, you should be a guest.
I'm pretty bomb.
Everyone
follow Moira. We'll tag her. Right. Follow us on TikTok, Instagram.
Yeah, send in your little things, guys. Do your homework.
Do your homework. And thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
Thanks for watching Stay
and Slay
with Mel
and Chrissy
and Maura.
Bye.
Bye.